Morning, warriors. Welcome to your Warrior Flow. My name is Leland Holgate, and I am the founder and president of Warriors for Life America. I also have the amazing pleasure to be the executive director over at Trauma Recovery Yoga, and our missions completely meet up. So this yoga form, you'll notice some differences compared to any other class that you may have taken. And if you have not, great. This is your first experience, and welcome. For those that have taken yoga, you'll notice some differences. One of them is I don't play any music. I micro cue the whole time. This is something that helps me tremendously, being that I'm a combat veteran and have been through several things in my life, including having to learn how to walk again 3 times. This one actually, 2 days ago, was my year anniversary for getting back up and walking. So it's been an amazing journey, of course, wrought with challenge, but also wrought with blessings. And this form has helped me find a lot more of myself and find a way to self-soothe, basically. So this is all based off of self-regulation techniques, and I will cover this again as we get going for those that show up right when we get started. But basically, this is based off self-regulation techniques. We speak science, not Sanskrit. So Dr. Nicole Anders and our co-founders, Darwin and Joyce Bozen, have created this amazing method. Dr. Nicole Anders is a psychologist up at the VA. So we find that when you're orienting your vision a certain direction, it does something to the brain. Moving the body a certain way produces certain hormones or helps blood flow. So all of these things in consistency with moving and breath bring us to the moment where we are. So that's what's so important about this work, is it's not so much about the yoga. If you took the yoga away, there would still be the self-regulation techniques, the breathing, the checking in with self, the body scans, everything that we use in this form to bring yourself back to the moment. And you'll hear me say that a lot because it's important. If you think about it, all of our anxiety, all of our fears, they come from 2 places. One, the past, fear of the future, and maybe fear of the past. And then, of course, anxiety. Anxiety is built off of usually expectation of something we want to happen. So those 2 things can be mitigated if you just bring yourself back to the now more times than not. Of course, in the now, we may have challenges like we do right now. We have this challenge of quarantine, and hopefully we'll be done with this soon. But while we're in this challenge, it's important for us to focus and be in the moment instead of being anxious about the future, what's going to happen. The fear of uncertainty is one of the biggest things that can really hinder us from gaining what we want or just finding peace in life. So if you can let go of that, just put yourself here in this moment. What makes you happy now? What flips your switch now? What would bring you the most joy right now? And it doesn't have to be something extravagant. It doesn't have to be something, enormous. It can be something small. Maybe it's as simple as making yourself a smoothie in the morning. It could be something as simple as eating the food that you like as soon as you wake up. Something very small. Going for a walk, going for a hike, maybe something you haven't been doing for yourself. So that, for me, is exactly why I do this work, because I like to help other people find the now. And once you can find right now, you can find your power. And that is the one thing that I know for certain. Coming from where I've come from in my life and all of the adversity and challenges that have been presented to me, I could have easily, sat back or sat down and just said, you know what, this is too tough. I can't do this right now. But I decided to just pay attention to one step at a time, pay attention to where I am right now. What do I feel right now? What do I want to feel right now? How can I make that happen? So doing this work is for you. It's amazing. And I love leading the practice. As we move through this, recognize that this is all you. You're doing all of this yourself. All right, so we're going to get started here in just a couple of minutes. And I wanted to cover a couple of things A couple of the challenges that I have had myself, it's life. Everybody experiences challenge and stress. Actually, from what we notice, is that growth. It brings us that growth. It's that signal for change, essentially. The lobster is the best example. The lobster grows to a certain point, and then it outgrows its shell. And once that stress starts to hit it from the shell, it sheds its shell and it grows a new one. So stress is the indicator that it's time for a change. It's time for growth. And it's the same thing for us. Typically humans, though, we like to shut down. We like to allow it to rule our life. So if you can just bring yourself back to the moment, I told you I'd say it again, bring yourself back to the moment and realize that this too shall pass, and that whatever is happening is here for you. It's not against you. Even the toughest things in the world that I've been through myself have caused the most growth. So if you can change your perspective on that view, I think it'll help out a lot. And I think one of the things too that I have to remind myself of constantly is it doesn't matter what other people think of my life, what other people think of me, or whatever other people view. What matters is now, me, and what am I doing? What is my intention? What am I putting out to the world? And what can I do to add value to other people? Because the more I focus on other people, the better I feel, and we rise by lifting others. So I want to say thank you, because without you, this work would not be possible. And we're going to go ahead and get started now. So welcome to Warrior Flow. My name is Leland Holgate. I am the president and founder of Warriors for Life America. I'm also the executive director over at Trauma Recovery Yoga. And both of our missions are so matched up. We love doing this work. Even though it is yoga and total resilience yoga, it's less about the yoga and more about the self-regulation techniques that you're going to hear throughout. So I am a combat veteran and also a recovering quadriplegic. And as of a year ago, I just overcame learning how to walk for the third time, being paraplegic. So this work has been huge for me. It's a chance to check in, a chance to tune in and check out from everything else. So as we're moving through, you're going to notice some difference. I don't play any music. I micro key the whole time. That keeps the mind from going to that dark and dreary place like it likes to go. And as we move through as well, I promote choice. If you sit and you breathe the entire time, you're practicing yoga. Allow yourself to do that. If you lay down and breathe the entire time and you just take on those self-regulation techniques, you are practicing yoga. So allow yourself to be wherever you are today. And also, as we move through, I'm going to be up at the front modeling this entire practice. So if I call something out, perhaps you don't know what that is, just look at your screen and see what I'm doing. You can try to match that yourself. And as we move through, I'm going to give several different options. One of the things that we like to make sure everybody understands, this is all levels. Everybody can practice this, no matter what your limitations are. I will call out some options for you and differences that you can hold in the pose for yourself. And if you're in a chair, see it, be it, or do it. Even if you think about it, those mirror neurons inside of your brain are firing. Okay, so it works just the same. Same thing with athletes. Allow yourself to be where you are. As we move through, pay attention for those self-regulation techniques, because the great thing about them is you can take them off of the mat. They're not just for your yoga mat. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start in a seated position, whatever that looks like for you. I'm cross-legged. You can be straight-legged, bent knees. Let your hands rest on your knees. Notice your sitting bones connected to the earth, supported by your mat. Sit up tall and just let your chin fall to your chest. I want you to pick out 4 different colors or 4 different patterns. Maybe the color of your skin in contrast to your mat. Maybe your mat in contrast to the floor. Pick 4 different shapes. Anything to bring yourself further into this moment. Notice your sitting bones connected to the earth, supported by your mat. And start to notice, use curiosity, leave judgment out, and just pay attention to where you may be holding, where you may be tense, maybe where the breath is restricted. Now pull your belly button in toward your spine and really engage the lifts. Allow that power to build. And release. Now a 3-part breath, filling up just like a bucket from the bottom all the way to the top. As you inhale, big belly, into your chest, into the back of your eyes. Exhale through your chest, press your belly button to your spine. Inhale, big belly, into your chest, washing around behind the eyes. Exhale through your chest, press your belly button to your spine. Inhale, big belly, into your chest, washing around, cleansing. Exhale through your chest, press your belly button to your spine. Come back to your normal breathing. And scan the body. Notice the difference from the beginning until now. Forehead and jaw release. Shoulders away from your ears. Hands just gently lying on your knees with a slight separation in the fingers. And as we're looking down, we're sending the signal to our brain, all is well, I am safe, I am right where I should be. On your next inhale, take your right ear to your right shoulder, head rolls back. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder, chin to your chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder, head rolls back. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder, and continue to roll around. Link your breath with your motion. Remember, this is your yoga, your mat, and your rules, so you go at your pace. That popping and cracking is just nitrogen leaving the joints, cleaning out that old stagnant energy. Let your chin fall to your chest, and give yourself a moment of pause here. Let any dizziness subside. That's completely normal. On your next inhale, left ear, left shoulder, head rolls back. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder, chin to your chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder, head rolls back. Continue to roll around, link your breath to your motion, move at your pace. And it may feel different. Both sides may feel a little different, and that's completely normal as well. Let that old stagnant energy clean its way out, making way for the new. Let your chin fall to your chest. Give yourself that moment of pause. Now start to blink your eyes open and lift your gaze. And pull your heels in and roll yourself forward onto all fours. So your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. You're going to take your right leg to the back of your mat and now cross it up and over. Keep your hips nice and square here. So your right leg is crossed over to the left side of your mat. Shoulders over your wrists. As you inhale, let your chest move forward just slightly. As you exhale, look over your left shoulder. Feel that stretch into the right side body. Keep your hips square as you inhale, shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, look a little further. Your right hip can come out to the right to increase that stretch as you inhale, chest over your shoulders or shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, look a little further. Now look down to your hands. Bring your knee back up and over. I don't want you walking in circles, so let's do that other side. So the left leg moves back. Cross your leg up and over to the right. Square off your hips. As you inhale, shoulders over your wrists. As you exhale, look over your right shoulder. Feel the stretch into the left side body. As you inhale, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, look a little further. And again, as you inhale, chest moves forward slightly. Exhale, look a little further. Opening up that lateral side of the body. Now look down to your hands. Bring the left knee back up and over. And now tuck your toes. Press yourself back to your first downward dog. And to get to downward dog, for those that don't know, you can just start in a plank, And press yourself back without moving your hands or feet. Hands about shoulder width apart, feet about hip width apart. You can also bend at your knees slightly to take your hamstrings out of the equation. So you can just focus on a straight, flat back. This helps with decompression of the spine. Press your chest in towards your thighs. Roll the weight in towards your index finger and thumbs, and just let your head relax. And while we're here, we like to rock the two most powerful words in the universe. I am. So rock those for you today, whatever that is. I am happy. I am healthy. I am a warrior. As you inhale, heels up, see forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center, look down to your fingertips. Once again, sending a signal to your brain, all is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. And release. And now we're going to move through some sun salutations. So these are meant to burn up that excess energy that we all carry with us. And as we move forward, remember to express your choice. If I'm too fast, slow it down. If I'm too slow, speed it up for yourself. And if you choose to lay or sit down and breathe, you are practicing yoga. Let yourself experience that choice, please. So step to the front of your mat as you inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am powerful. I am prosperous. I am letting go. Rediscover your breath. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, full. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. Breathe in, arms overhead. Breathe out, swan dive forward. Fill up, halfway lift. And as you release, hands to the mat, step back, lower down, half push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here again. I am prosperous. I am committed. I am healing. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, full. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. And now as you inhale, sit yourself back and down. Look over your knees and see if you can see your toes. You can also wiggle your toes, which places the weight in toward your heels, allowing you to sit down a little deeper. Maybe you press your belly button in towards your spine. You can lift your arms up overhead and look past your thumb. As we look up, this helps clear the fog off of the brain, bringing a little clarity to the situation. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams. I am playful. I am brilliant. I am beautiful. On your next inhale, take your right leg up toward the sky. Bend at your knee. Stack your hips on top of each other. I can't work today. And lift your right knee up toward the sky. You'll notice that stretch into the left inner thigh, into the hip flexors. That's exactly what we're looking for. You can also feel this on the inside of the right as you lift the knee a little higher. Maybe you roll your ankle. You can look under your left shoulder for a little stability, and you'll notice a dirty foot waving at you. And now as you inhale, straighten up your right leg. As you exhale, swing your right foot in between your hands. Drop your back heel down. Inhale, come up to warrior one. Back leg stays straight and strong. Bring your hips square to the front of your mat. Arms up overhead. And sink in towards your front thigh. Keep that back leg straight. You'll feel that stretch. That's exactly what we're looking for. You can be right here, Or for those that want to advance, you can bring your hands together and look up, maybe sink a little deeper. And now as you exhale, bring your back knee down, bring your hands down, just for a moment. Now as you inhale, lift your arms up overhead. We're going to practice a little visualization. So I'm going to give you a balloon. I want you to see that balloon, the size of it, the color, the texture. See it in between your hands. I want you to take out a marker now, and I want you to write down everything that you want to let go of in your life. All the things that no longer serve you. All the feelings you don't want. Maybe you don't have words for it, so you can associate a number or a color with it and write it all over the balloon. As you inhale, feel it lifting. As you exhale, separate your arms and watch as it sails away. Smaller and smaller, taken by the universe to be recycled into something new. As you inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant your hands. Tuck your back toes. As you inhale, right leg moves back. Lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am amazing. I am confident. I am happy. Rediscover your breath. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead, hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. So now everybody's favorite, sit yourself back and down into your chair pose. Reach your arms up overhead. Give yourself that moment of clarity. You can also open your eyes wide and put a big goofy smile on your face. That helps those happy hormones start to drip. Letting in more light lets in more love. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams once again. I am loyal. I am generous. I am a little sweaty. As you inhale, left leg goes up. Bend at your knee. Let your heel fall over to the right. And now you're feeling it on the inner right thigh. You can lift your left knee up a little higher. You can roll your ankle, and you can also look under your right shoulder to notice a pair of dirty feet. As you inhale, straighten up your left leg. Exhale, swing your left foot forward. Drop your back heel down. Inhale up to warrior one. Back leg straight and strong once again. Square off your hips. Right hip forward, left hip back. Arms up. Sink in toward your front thigh. Again, you can stay right here. For those that want to advance, bring your hands together, look up, and sink a little deeper. As you exhale, back knee comes down. Let your hands come down. And now as you inhale, lift your arms up overhead. This time I'm going to give you a sky lantern. One of those beautiful things you see flying with a little flame inside it. Imagine the color and size of it in between your hands. And I want you to write down everything that you want in your life. All the feelings, all the places, all the people you want to experience. Everything you want in your life, write it all over that sky lantern. Keep on writing. See yourself doing all of these things. See yourself obtaining all of these things. Now you put that marker away, you light the little candle inside, and you separate your arms as you watch as it floats away. Smaller and smaller, taken by the universe to be granted as a wish, you with those brothers. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back, lower down, half push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am healthy. I am resilient. I am beautiful. As you inhale, heels up, look forward, and walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. Again, send the signal to your brain, all is well, I am safe. I am right where I should be. And release. And again, everybody's favorite chair pose. So as you inhale, sit yourself back and down. Feet and knees together. Raise your arms up overhead. And this time, bring your palms to touch. Now bring your hands in toward your heart. Take an inhale. Lengthen through your spine. As you exhale, twist to the right. So your left elbow outside of your right thigh, or you bring your left arm across your thighs with your right hand to your lower back. As we're twisting, we are purging the toxins out of our organs, resetting the spine. Bring your left knee back in line with your right. You'll feel that change. Sit your hips down below your heart. And as you exhale, press your right hand onto your left and twist. Purging toxins, taking care of that beautiful spine of yours. Exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet about hip distance apart. Bend at your knees. Let your chest rest on your thighs. And now wrap your peace fingers and thumbs around your big toes. And you can stay right here and allow this to be passive. For those that want this to be active, pull with your arms first. Keep your chest onto your thighs. And then work to straightening your legs. It's not so important that they straighten as it is the stretch that you're feeling. Keep your chest onto your thighs and let your head relax and fall. Shoulders away from your ears. While we're here, we're getting the heart a break. When the heart is above the head, it doesn't have to fight gravity like it always does all day long. We're also letting that blood and those happy hormones pool at the tip of the spine. So here in just a moment, you're going to notice why we call this the Xanax of yoga. Release your hands, stay in your fold. Hands come up to your hips. Pull your belly button in toward your spine. And very, very slowly, take yourself up. Head comes up last. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness, I could do that all day long. So let's do it at least one more time. Step your feet back together. Sit yourself back and down into your chair pose. Arms come up overhead. Palms come to touch. Hands in toward your heart. As you inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow outside of your left thigh. Or remember, right arm across both thighs. Left hand to your lower back. Bring your right knee back in line with your right. Legs to scoot forward. Sit your hips down below your heart. You don't want to be like this. Might get a little dizzy. Press your left hand onto your right and twist. Just another couple of breaths here. Exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet, hip distance apart. And now this time, place your palms underneath your feet. This is called gorilla pose. I know it seems a little silly. Bend your knees, chest to your thighs. And again, you can make this passive and just hang out. For those that want it active, pull with your arms first, and then start to straighten out your legs. So giving the heart a break is important since we're always walking and sitting and running and walking all day long. And this also helps tone the vagus nerve system in our body. And that nets the relaxed side of our body. Allows us to slow the heart rate, to be more in the moment. Release your hands up to your hips. Pull your belly button in toward your spine. And very slowly, like it's a game to come up last, take yourself up. Oh, yes, I can definitely do that all day. So again, let's move ourselves forward. Step your feet together. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams. I am strong. I am confident. I am enough. As you inhale, right leg up. Exhale, swing your right foot forward. Drop your back heel down. Now inhale up to your warrior one for just a moment. You remember that one. And now you're going to open up to warrior two. You can scoot your back leg back to give yourself a little more room, because this expression is a little bit longer, as you notice. Back leg straight and strong. Watch your tailbone. It likes to stick out, so tuck that under. Sink in toward your front thigh. Front knee out towards your pinky toe. And then your arms create a straight line. You can bring your shoulder blades together. Just let your shoulders drop from your ears and look over your right fingers. You'll notice again with that back leg straight and you sinking in towards your front thigh, get that hip opening, and that's what we're looking for. The hips contain some of the biggest muscle groups, the thighs, the quads, the hamstrings, the hip flexors, the glutes. And this is where we hold our past. This is where we hold our regret, our depression. So when we can open these things, sometimes you feel a little bit of an emotional buildup, and that's okay. Let that scratch at the surface. Let that go. Now as you inhale, straighten up your front leg. Reach for the front of your mat when you can reach no further. Hinge your hands down to your shin, your ankle, or toward the floor. Just keep your front leg straight. So the front leg straight is the important part. If you're up high, that's okay. Just avoid the knee. Or you can be at the shin or the ankle. As you inhale, reach with the left hand. This helps protect the spine. And I know you're feeling that on the inside of the thigh. That's exactly what we're looking for. This muscle connects all the way up into the hip area. So of course it can cause problems with our lower back, issues with sitting, with sleeping. I don't know about you, but I like to sleep. Just another few breaths. And now bend into your front thigh. Bring your right elbow up to your thigh. And now you can stay right here. For those that want to try some shoulder openers, you can bring your right hand down to the ground. Your top arm comes behind your back. Open your chest up now, shoulder to the left. So you feel that stretch in the shoulder. That's what we're looking for. Sink in toward your front thigh. Let all the power be in your lunge. If you want to go for the full, you reach underneath, grab for your hands, and let yourself stay in the lunge. Lift your chest off of your thigh as you open your shoulder. You can stay here, or you can come right back to the half. And now as you inhale, come back up to your warrior two. Let's stretch the side again, once again. Front palm up. As you exhale, come back to reverse warrior. Your backhand onto your thigh or your calf, avoid your knee. Sink into your front thigh, open your shoulder to the right and reach. You'll feel the stretch in the side body once again. Come back to your warrior two. Windmill your hands down. Right leg moves back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams. I am happy. I am joyful. I am beautiful. Rediscover your breath. As you inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, swing your left foot forward, drop your back heel down. Inhale up to warrior one for just a moment. And open up to warrior two. Again, back leg straight and strong. Tuck your tailbone under, sink in toward your front thigh. And notice where you might be. If you're leaning forward, you're a little too much into the future. If you're leaning back, you're into your past. Try to be right here. Sink in toward your front thigh, front knee towards your pinky toe. Letting the hip opener take place. And now straighten out your front leg. Reach for the front of your mat. Hinge yourself forward, front straight leg, hand onto your shin or ankle or toward the floor. As you inhale, reach with your right hand, protect your spine. Allow that to take place. Allow that stretch to bring that change that you've been needing so much in your life. Bend in towards your front thigh. Left elbow to your left thigh. Reach with your right hand. And now for the shoulder opener. So shoulders, that's where we hold all of our anger and resentment, the issues of the now. So let's open those up and let that go. Your left hand can come down. Your right arm comes behind your back for that half bind. Open up your shoulder to the right. If you want to go for the full, reach underneath, grab for your hands, sink in toward your lunge, and open your shoulder again. And now left hand comes back to the mat. Reach your right arm up. As you inhale, come back to your warrior two. Front palm spins up. Exhale, come back to your reverse warrior. Sink into your front thigh. Open your shoulder to the left and reach. And exhale, come back to your warrior two. Windmill your hands down. Left leg moves back. Lower down, half push-up. Inhale, left dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams. I am healthy. I am blessed. I am wealthy. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. Give yourself that moment just to tell the brain everything is good. I am safe. I am right where I should be. And release. All right, so you've made it through the vinyasa side of things, and that's where we flow it out. So now we're going to bring some balance into the situation. Important, of course, to have balance in life, in both body and in mind. So step to the back. Keep in mind as we go forward with this, again, express your choice. You make sure that you do as much of this as you want. And as we're in these balancing postures, if you allow your back leg to lower to the ground, you're still getting everything you need in those stabilizer muscles. You will still feel it, okay? So let yourself be there. Step your feet together, arms up overhead, palms to touch, look forward. Cross your thumbs. Now step forward with your left foot. Your back heel comes up. Make whatever shifts you need. Find your balance. Your front leg is going to stay straight and strong, so go ahead and keep that engaged. And when you're ready, hinge your upper body forward, parallel to your mat. And if you'd like, you can lift your right leg up. Remember, you can keep those right toes down. You're still feeling it. You'll notice you just get a little extra into that left glute, into the left hip. You can also bring your hands in toward heart center for a little more stability. Work at keeping your hips nice and square, your front leg, the standing leg, straight, strong, and true. Forming that letter T with the ground. Just another few moments here. Yoga is all about letting that build, letting that peak, getting that growth from the challenge. You are a warrior. Slowly lower your right foot down, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. Take a step back to the back of your mat once again. I don't want you walking in circles, so we're going to do that other side. Inhale, arms up overhead. Cross your thumbs the other direction. Take a step forward with your right foot. Back heel comes up. Front leg straight and strong. Now hinge your upper body forward and lift your left leg. Remember, you can bring your hands in toward heart center. This does help create stability. So you can focus on forming that letter T, keeping your hips nice and square. The left hip likes to lift on this one. And remember, if you have your back toes down, you are still getting that workout. I know you're still feeling it. So let yourself be wherever you are. Just another few moments. And now very slowly, start to move your left foot down to your right, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. And release. And now to the front of your mat. Some of my favorite hip flexors and hip openers. Okay, so feet together, hands onto your hips. Take a long step back with your left leg. Back leg stays straight and strong. Lift your arms up overhead. press your inner thighs together and notice that you can sink a little deeper into your crescent lunge. Getting a little bit of that balance while opening the hips as well. Now bring your hands together, hands come in toward your heart. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist to your right. Left elbow outside of the right thigh. You can also drop your back knee down so you can just focus on the twist, which again helps purge the toxins. You notice that's a trend here. We're clearing out the old, making way for that new, taking care of the spine. Wherever you are, let yourself be there. And now slowly drop your back knee down, release your hands to the mat, and work your right foot outside of your right hand. So now your foot is on the edge of the mat, parallel to the side of the mat, and I know you're feeling that hip opener already. So we're going to stay right here for just a moment. We're going to warm into these poses. It's super important to do so, especially for advanced yogis like myself. Sometimes we like to rush ourselves into poses, which can help hurt some of that fascia, that connecting tissue between all the muscles. And also damage some of the ligaments and tendons. So we're going to be very careful. Yoga's not all, it's not about rushing into it. It's about love. It's about taking care of yourself. When you feel like you're ready for more, you can bend at your elbows. And also bring your right forearm down. If you do that, maybe you bring your left forearm down. Continue to let your hips fall forward. I know the body's natural reaction is to back off. And that's where it's super important for us now to check in with the story that we're telling ourselves. We are all telling ourselves a story every day, every second of the day. Are you focusing on that suck? Because if you are, that's all you're going to get. Or are you focusing on that change that comes from challenge? Are you focusing on that growth that only you can give to yourself? Focus on your breath, deep inhales and deep exhales. Make that your focus. Make that your story. And notice how you find more letting go. That's not nearly as bad as you made it out to be. Doing that work for yourself. Discovering that collateral beauty from the work that you're putting in. Remember, we focus, and what we focus on, we feel. So let's focus on breath. Let's focus on the challenge, creating change and growth. The beauty, the result. And slowly work your way back up to your hands. Angle your right toes out to the right just a bit. Right hand comes up to your right knee. Let your hips fall forward. And now press your right knee away from you, lifting the inner foot off of the mat. And you can twist and look over your right shoulder. Let your hips fall forward. I know you're feeling this in the front of your left hip flexor, into that psoas area, and into the outside of the right hip, into the IT band area, which is exactly where we need it. These are most definitely the biggest muscle groups in the body. And when we can help open these and release that tension and pressure, we sit happier, we sleep more, we're less grumpy. And now slowly bring yourself back, hands to the mat, and work your right foot back in between your hands. And now we're going to go with a half split or a full split. So if you have a full split, super jealous, go ahead, rock it out. For those that are going into half splits like myself, plant your front heel into the mat, your toes come back to your knee. Your back knee stays directly underneath your hips. Come up to your fingertips so you notice that your spine is nice and straight, shoulder blades together. And I know you're feeling that to the back, from the calf all the way to the hamstring, into the glutes and the IT, on that outside of the hip. So again, check in with that story. Can you just focus on your breath? Can you let yourself be here and experience every bit of growth that you deserve? Also, pull your right hip into its socket, toes towards your knee. Feel that stretch and crease. Just another few breaths. Now coming out of this carefully, plant your front foot into the mat, tuck your back toes. As you inhale, left foot meets your right, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Your reverse swan dive. Arms come up overhead. Hands towards the ground. Inhale, heart center, look down to your fingertips. All is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. And now come up to the front of your mat. Hands onto your hips. We're going to take a long step back with the right foot. I don't want you walking in circles just like before. So back leg straight and strong. Arms come up overhead. Press your inner thighs in toward each other. Sink in towards your front thigh. This is your crescent lunge once again. Just another few breaths here. Bring your hands together. Hands come in toward your heart. And now twist over to your left. So again, you can drop your back knee down, press your left hand onto your right, and allow that twist to reset the spine and purge the toxins. And now drop your back knee down, let your hands come to your mat, while I make an adjustment, and then left foot comes out to the outside of your left foot or left hand. So the foot is parallel to the side of your mat. And again, we're going to warm into this punch. So let's stay here for just a moment because I know you're already feeling that hip opener on both sides. The front of the right, moving into that psoas area, and on the outside of the left, moving into this IT area that comes across the glutes on the outside of the hips. When you're ready, bend at your elbows. Maybe the left forearm comes down, and if so, maybe the right forearm comes down. And again, am I inhaling? And am I exhaling? So deep inhales, deep emptying exhales. Just make that your focus. Sometimes it's hard to change that story. So if we focus on something else like a breath, then we feel that. We are in that moment. Can you let yourself be there for that growth? Can you be that warrior for you? You already showed up. It already made you important. Now can you find that resilience? Can you find that strength that I know is inside of you? Slowly work your way back up to your head. Angle your toes out to the left. Your left hand comes up to your left knee. Let your hips fall forward. And now press your left knee away from you. Spin your left shoulder open. The inside of your left foot comes off the mat. Let your hips fall. I know you're feeling it in the front of the right hip and in the outside of the left. So another few moments here as we allow these big muscle groups to open and release. The body keeps score. One of my favorite books. And it really does hold everything from our past. So the more we can do this work, the more we can focus on the breath and let it all go. Stronger and more resilient we become. Slowly release. Bring your left foot back in between your hands. And again, for those going into full splits, go into full splits. For those following me into half, plant your front heel, toes towards your knee, back knee underneath your hips. And now your hands to your mat, or just fingertips, so you can sit up nice and straight and tall. Front leg stays straight, toes back towards your knees. You may notice that both sides are a little different. This is my tighter side. That's because we have a dominant and a passive side to our body, so completely normal. Pull your left hip back into its socket. Pull your left toes back towards your knee. Feel that stretch increase. And allow this to release the back of the hamstrings down through the calf. We hold a lot of stress into these areas because these are our sitting muscles. This is what we're sitting on when we sit down. Hamstrings are taken out of the equation. Hips are squeezed in when we're in our chairs all day long. So blood flow in these areas isn't very prevalent while we're sitting. It's very important. Coming out of this side a little differently, plant your front foot, bring your left hand inside of the left leg, and let your knees come back. Ta-da! You survived the standing series. Good job. So we are now going to start in a wide leg forward fold. Okay? So legs don't have to be super wide. Keep in mind, if you go too wide, you'll notice your hips kind of slip back. We don't want that. We don't want them forward. So your sitting bone's connected to the ground. You can bring your legs in a little bit. You're still going to feel it right where we need it, which is that inner thigh. Sit up tall. Can't word today. And now press your knees down, toes towards your knee. As you inhale, take in a deep breath. As you exhale, reach for your shins, your ankles, or grab for the insides of your feet. Toes come in towards your knees. And now as you inhale, sit up tall, shoulder blades together. Super important to keep your spine straight. As you exhale, you can find a little more space. Press your knees down and keep your hips engaged. This is what we call reciprocal inhibition. So when you tighten one muscle group, the other muscle group is allowed to stretch and release. With each inhale, find space. With each exhale, find a little more real estate. Remember to keep pressing your knees down, keep your hips engaged, toes back towards your knee. Feeling this on the inside of the thigh, and that's exactly where we need it. Release, come back up. Your left leg is going to stay right where it is. Now your right foot comes to the inside of your left thigh. Sit up tall. Left hand to your left knee, so you can press against your left knee and bring your shoulders square to your left leg. Sit up. As you inhale, taking a deep breath, your right hand is your action hand. As you exhale, move on the outside of your left leg to your shin, your ankle, or to the outside of your foot. And give yourself just a moment. Discover the knee being pressed down increases that stretch behind the back of the leg. That's what we're looking for. And then there's a stretch that comes across the shoulders into the rib, down into the solar plexus. So you're getting that cross-body stretch. Another few breaths. Slowly bring yourself back up. Now take your right leg back out. And we're going to bring the left foot in to the right thigh. Sit up tall, right hand to your right knee. Press against your right knee. You can spin your shoulders to your right foot. Left hand is the action hand. Take an inhale. As you exhale, on the outside of your shin, the ankle, or to the outside of your right foot. Remember to press your knee down. And as you exhale, maybe find a little more space. Work at keeping your spine straight. It's not about rounding your back. Remember, your spine stays straight and protected. And then as you stretch, you feel it in the places where it should be, in the back of the leg, all the way through the shoulder, down through the solar plexus. Slowly bring yourself back up. And now, one of my favorites. So bring your sitting bones to the mat, your feet to the mat. You had no idea when you came to yoga today you were going to build a boat, but you are going to build a boat. So your hands go behind your hamstrings. Elbows come nice and wide, helps promote a long, straight spine. Start to increase that angle between your chest and your knees. You'll notice your core engages, your abdomen engages, lift your legs up, your shins can go parallel to your mat. You can keep your feet down on the floor as well. You're still feeling that shake, and that's what we're looking for. That shake is neurogenics. That's fear leaving the body. That excess energy that we don't need anymore. Just like a cheetah after it hunts, it likes to shake all that excess energy free. So that's what we're doing right now. We don't need it anymore. Let that fear go. It no longer serves you. Right ankle comes over your left. Heels come in. Plant your hands. Inhale, lift up to reset. Exhale, lower back down. And come right back to your boat. Now you've got this, which is an inner tube. You can straighten your legs for a speedboat, or maybe you take your arms out for a sailboat. Wherever you are, let yourself be there. Let that fear shake itself free. Fear is false evidence appearing real. It's a construct of the mind that stores itself in the body if we allow it to. Left ankle over your right, heels come in, plant your hands, inhale, lift up, exhale, lower back down, and come back. One more again. Last one. So make this a good one. Maybe you straighten your legs. Maybe you stay where you are. You're fine right where you are. Maybe you take your arms forward. Let that shake happen. And recognize that fear also stands for false or face everything and rise. Right ankle over your left, heels come in, plant your hands. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Now pull your heels in toward yourself or just move your legs over to the side. We're going to roll our way onto all fours once again. All right. And now come up to standing on your knees. So we're going to do some mid-back stretches, some of my favorites, opening the front and the back side here. So your shoulders over your hips over your knees. You can make this a little more accessible, like myself, by tucking your toes. For those that want the advanced version, tops of your feet onto the mat allows you to get a little more stretch. So for me, I'm going to go ahead, tuck my toes. Hands come to your lower back like you're placing them into your back pockets. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. And now press your elbows in together. Notice how your heart space, your chest shines forward. It's what we're looking for, more of that shoulder opening. That tension. Start to look up. You'll feel that stretch into the front of your throat. Hips forward, elbows together. And then when you feel comfortable, you can let your head fall back. If you want to take it even further, reach for your heels. Thumbs out, fingertips in. Press your hips forward, shoulders away from your ears. Let your head fall back. One hand at a time. Come back out. Isn't that a beautiful one? Sit your hips down to your heels. Bring your knees and feet together. And now just for a moment, we're going to reset and sit in hero's pose. Let your hands come to the thighs. Your hands face up if you want to receive, or face down if you'd like to just root yourself into the moment. For me, I like to receive a little bit today. There's plenty to go around. You can let your eyes close or soften at your eyes. And in this pose, hero's pose, it's a great reminder to me that you can't always be a hero, but you can always be a champion to show up for you. Just another few breaths. Notice the difference in the body. Forehead and jaw release. Shoulders way away from your ears. Your hands just gently lying on your lap. Recognize that you did all of that work. You make that happen. Blink your eyes open. Now we're moving into rabbit pose to really open up this backside, the scaly muscles in the neck. For those that don't want to go into rabbit, there is an option for you to just sit in a rock pose, which is your forehead to the mat, your arms back, and you'll feel your shoulders fall toward the mat, allowing that stretch open of the mid-back area, which is what we're looking for. So for those that want to go for rabbit with me, sit up tall, grab your heels with your hands, thumbs out, fingertips in, sit up tall. Inhale. As you exhale, roll your chin to your chest, roll your forehead down to meet your knees. Now bring your heels together. Super important. Pull against your heels. Heels together. Bring your hips forward. Only slight pressure into the top of your head. Pull against your heels. Arms straight. Pull, hips forward. Slowly lower down. Head comes up last. Oh, you feel that stretch into the front of the chest as you come back up. It's a beautiful stretch. It's one of my favorites. Let's decompress the spine. Hands to the mat. Step back to plank. Press back, downward dog. Work at creating that nice V with your body. Press your chest to your thighs. You can work at straightening your legs too, since we want to stretch the entirety of the body. Eventually, your heels will reach the mat. It just takes practice. You can walk your dog left and right. Settle your heels, right leg comes up. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your right wrist, your heel just in front of your hips. Your back top foot can go down. We're going to stay right here for just a moment. Keep your hips nice and square to the mat. Avoid rolling to one side. Typically, we like to roll to the left to take away that stretch, but you need to come back so you can feel that. Now, also from here, for those that want to advance this a little further, you can bring your shin parallel to the front of your mat, which I can't do right now. My hips are like rocks, but that's an option for you as we move along. And when you're ready, hinge yourself forward and down. Let your head rest on the back of your hands. And work at keeping your hips nice and square. You're definitely feeling this in the glutes through the IT band, moving into those hip flexors on the external side. Also stretching into the hamstrings. This is a big one for us. This one actually helps increase the ability to sleep. It helps fight insomnia. When we take care of these areas, happy lower back means more sleep. Just another few moments. Rest your way up to your hands. Tuck your back toes. And press back to your downward dog. Walk your dog once again. Now your left leg goes up. Left knee comes to your left wrist, heel just in front of your hips. Back top foot onto the mat. And we'll be here for just a moment. Warm yourself into these poses. Just another few breaths, and then we hinge ourselves forward and down. Your head can come to the back of your hand. Avoid rolling to that opposite side. Keep your hips nice and square. Just another few breaths. Slowly work your way back up to your hands. You can stay in those poses all day. So we should move on. Sit over to your left hip. Now swing your leg around. So now that we're here, we're going to go ahead and lay all the way back onto our mat. That's right. The favorite part of everybody's yoga class, the floor on the mat. Now bring your right leg or your right knee in toward your chest. Interlock your fingers over your shin. And now pull your knee outside of your rib cage. Keep your left shoulder down and your left heel active. You'll feel that pressure in between your right abdomen and your right thigh. Like you're pulling your knee in toward your armpit outside of your chest. And we're massaging the internal organs here, which is where 75% of our immune system lies. Stronger immune system, stronger warrior. Taking care of the ascending colon right here. This is also called wind relieving posture, and it does everything that it advertises. Keep your knee where it is. You can bring your right elbow over for a little extra stretch on that one. Now when we're ready, bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Your ankle comes up over your knee, bottom of your foot facing the sky. Left hand onto your hip. As you exhale, pull your knee outside of your rib cage. Just a few breaths here, letting the hips open. We've already done all that work. So now we're just bringing everything back down, making sure that we stretch all the muscles that we work, give them just a little bit of love. Release, bring your knees into your chest, reach over your shins, grab for your elbows, work your hips back down toward the mat as you pull your knees into your chest. The pressure in between your abdomen and your thighs takes care of the transverse and sigmoid colon. Now release. Keep your left knee. Straighten out your right leg. Interlock your hands over your shin and pull your knee to the outside of your rib cage. And now plant your front heel into the mat. Keep your right shoulder down. Pull your knee toward your armpit. Create that pressure, taking care of the descending pull. Remember, you can stay here, or you can move your left elbow over your left knee, which gives a little more stretch into the hips, adds a little more pressure. Taking care of the internal organs. Now reach your left hand inside of your left foot. Right hand goes to your right hip. Ankle comes up over the knee. As you exhale, pull your left knee in toward the mat. Another few breaths. Apparently this is my super tight side. Now release. Bring both knees into your chest. Reach over, squeeze, give yourself that hug one more time. You can also rock left and right, giving yourself a little spinal massage. And release. Now keep your right knee one more time. Left hand comes outside of your right knee. Your right arm moves over to the right. And now you let your knee fall over to the left. Keep looking toward your right fingertips. Keep your right shoulder down. And lower your knee down towards your feet. You'll notice that stretch increases into the IT band and into the glutes. That's what we're looking for. The right shoulder stays down. Keep looking. And now look up. Engage your core. Bring your right knee up. Let that go and bring your left knee in. Right hand to the outside of your left knee. Left arm moves out. Look to your left arm. And now let your knee fall over to the right. And again, lower your knee down toward your feet. You'll notice that stretch into the IT band area. Just another few breaths. Now look up, engage your core, bring your leg back up. Now let your legs come back down to your mat. Feet about hip distance apart. Let your toes fall open. Let the backs of your hands come to the floor. Palms face up. Give any little last shifts out of the body. This is our closing meditation. This is actually the pose for which we practice. This is a pose of contemplation. A pose of honor and respect. Chance for you to look back and notice everything that you accomplished. And notice everything that you gave yourself. Too often we judge ourselves by what we did not accomplish, and we let those small victories escape. Hold on to each victory, no matter how small. As we move into our new week, remember that the past is history. The future is a mystery. And right now is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Let yourself be more rooted in the now. Because we create in the now. Whatever you do, let whatever you do be enough. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Make your way over to your favorite side. Bring your bottom arm up to cradle your head. Knees come into your chest. Top hand just rests onto the mat. And this fetal position is one that the body remembers. We lived here for almost 10 months before entering this world. So it's a pose of serenity and peace, one of security. This is also a pose of nurturing, reminding us that we have everything that we need inside of us, and we can give ourselves everything that we need. Keep your eyes closed. Press your way up to your seated position once again. Your hands can come onto your knees, or you can bring your hands to your heart center and look down to your fingertips for that bow to honor you, for showing up for you, for making you important and putting you at the top of that to-do list. I'm so proud of each and every one of you, and it's an absolute pleasure to do this work with you. Without you, there is no me. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, without you, there is no me. This work is my life, and I love bringing it to you. This is our Total Resilience Yoga or Trauma Recovery Yoga Level 2, or Try Harder. So Warrior Flow every Wednesday and Saturday at 9 a.m. And then, of course, check traumarecoveryyoga.org for our Level 1. All of them are all levels. It's just a difference in what you see here and what you'll get in the normal classes, but they are pretty much all the same based off self-regulation techniques and the ability to express your choice. So please check out traumarecoveryyoga.org or warriorsforlifeamerica.org. Both of them have links to each other so you can find our schedules, find our classes, and so you can tune in, check out. All right, guys, it's been an amazing, amazing journey with you. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Namaste, guys.